Alright, it is 12/8/2012. Welcome to another edition of Laramay's Laugh. One day after my 27th birthday. Happy birthday to me. And this brings me to what I want to laugh about. I've been feeling great lately, but I just got done playing a 4-hour stint of the new Star Wars MMORPG Knights of the Old Republic. And I gotta tell you, this is why once you hit a certain age, you don't want to associate with people who aren't your best friends, your family, or your spouse. Maybe it's just me, but I do not want to associate with people that I can't see or have the ability to punch in the jaw when they just act like the video game is the epitome of their lives. It's just pathetic. The only people that play MMOs anymore are people who live with their parents, people who are in terrible relationships with disposable income, people who are single with disposable income, who probably live with roommates or drive a really piece of shit car, people who live in dorm rooms with 5 other guys, or little 12-year-olds whose parents buy them subscriptions to keep them busy because they have ADHD. Now all you haters out there are gonna be like, you actually played this game, so which category do you fit in? Well, none of them, because at this point I uninstalled the game, and this is the conclusion that I'm making now. So this is all after the fact, you freaking sheep. I played the first 2 Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic games, and I even played the kind of spin-off Jedi Academy, which was kind of hard to get through in the first time. Stopped playing. A couple years later, I reinstalled it and ended up finishing it. I never played any of the Kyle Katarn, whatever games. I played Force Unleashed. That was a really good game. It was like playing a freaking movie. And I was feeling nerdy, and I was like, I need a Star Wars kick. Installed this game, and yeah, I played it for 4 hours. You know what, though? The 4 hours I played was tutorial introduction stuff. I mean, if you play a Star Wars game, you know what you want? A freaking lightsaber. The first thing you do when you install the game is like, where's my freaking lightsaber? So there's 4 classes for each allegiance, Republic or the evil Empire. Bounty Hunter, which uses, the rockets, the jetpacks, basically Boba Fett, Jango Fett. The Sith War, which uses the, guess what? The lightsaber. The Imperial Agent, who is like a douchebag, spy, whatever, stabby guy. The Sith Inquisitor, who's like a stealthy, sneaky, smart guy who uses a lightsaber for the Sith. And then there's the, Republican Trooper, who's reserved for idiots who just want to shoot shit, aka Call of Duty, aka Halo. Or if you've ever played that really terrible game, Star Wars Battlefronts, where you're basically a stormtrooper and you go through like all the battles of the Clone Wars or some stupid shit like that. The game is like fun with multiplayer, but it was also like really pathetic at the same time. Then there's the Smuggler, basically Han Solo's incarnate from 2,000 years prior. The Jedi Knight, you get your Obi-Wan Kenobi, and your Jedi Consular, which is, your elitist Jedi, smarty smart pants, freaking Qui-Gon Jinn, Yoda, whatever, for the goody Galactic Republic. Why the hell would you want to use a blaster? Like, if you want to use a blaster, go play Halo if you want to play a war game in space with a gun. Or, if you want to use a gun, go play like COD. Although I think COD and Star Wars are kind of on opposite ends of the earth. People who play COD, or I'm just going to insert this in, Gears of War, and you can be Kratos, or whatever the frick it is in that stupid game. They're the guys who work out in gyms and drive freaking Trans Ams. The guys that play Star Wars are the guys in Priuses who are really good on calculus exams. But enough of that tangent. If you're playing a Star Wars game, you know who you want to be. The freaking guy with the lightsaber. And after 4 hours, I didn't get my friggin' lightsaber. Let me tell you, my game experience for the first 4 hours of this monstrosity. So you start off, you make your character. The graphics are pretty good. They're comparable to the second Knights of the Old Republic, if not better. I made my guy. He looked really awesome. I took some screenshots. I was like, alright, I'm feeling it. You start off, you're a freed slave, whatever. And I gotta tell you, I was really getting into the character, and I really wanted to already kill the guy who was like your master and who sent you on the missions to prove yourself to be a Sith. After 4 hours of kill random mobs and go fetch this thing and then come back and talk to this other guy, I was really freaking bored. There was no real sense of conflict or dire need or even story. I mean, they set it up like
the Republic is at war with the galaxy, and you're a freed slave, and you are gonna be the new Dark Lord of the Sith, apprentice with your army of Sith Lords and evil robot droids.
But after 4 hours of playing this game, I was just like, when am I gonna get the freaking lightsaber? I mean, honestly, what's the point of being a Sith or a Jedi without the lightsaber? Besides all that, it was just boring. The quests were boring. There was no real point to having it be an MMORPG. It was just so poorly laid out. The whole place felt barren. There was no treasure. There was no loot. I already had enough credits to buy the best gear that the vendor would sell to me for my level, and yet still there was no real sense of conflict, war, that I was even worth anything. I don't even know how to describe it. There was just nothing there. And then it brings you to the whole community part, which is another reason why, probably the main reason why I hate MMORPGs anymore at this point in my life. So I say, rather politely, I mean, perhaps I shouldn't have said anything. I probably should have just been like, this game friggin' sucks, I'm bored, there's no point to it, blah, uninstall. But anyway, I was like, this game is totally terrible compared to KOTOR 1 and KOTOR 2. And immediately, 5 people were like, are you friggin' joking? Are you even looking at this game? This game is so much better than KOTOR 1 and KOTOR 2. Dude, what are you talking about? This game has nothing to do with KOTOR 1 and KOTOR 2. To which I would scoff in my head, oh really, that's why Revan and Malik are in it. If you actually played the 2 games on your computer, or wait, Xbox, because you're too poor to build your own computer. Oh, and by the way, Marcos Ragnos and that whole Naga tomb is part of Jedi Academy. If you actually played the series, which I did, unlike you people who like to play MMORPGs and spend lots of money so you can go around doffing noobs because you're pathetic and have no real lives. Oh wait, now I'm raging. Sorry, I'm setting a bad example here. You're an idiot. You're a noob. Go back to playing WoW. And I just read all these things, and I started to chuckle. Look, I'm aging myself here by using the word chuckle. I'm the kind of guy that will try to at least play it through and kind of, have an opinion because I have a brain, and I like to kind of be like, so guys, you've been playing longer, does it get any better? Or, what's going on with the game? And it's like, why don't you play it and find out, you noob? Or, if you hate it so much, why don't you quit? I just started playing 3 hours ago, and I'm level 7. I'm still on the main planet. I think I pretty much got how to move my character and how to attack shit. So can we get a move on and make it actually have a story? The game just didn't have a story. There was no point to it. There was no evil leader that you were supposed to kill, and there was no death of your friends. So you were a group of idiots, freed slaves, who were trying to prove yourself. You were just on these stupid, pointless missions. It was like learning how to drive. First lesson, start the car, and that took you an hour. Second mission, put the car in reverse, and that took you an hour. Third mission, I mean, you get the point. I don't understand if it was baby's first MMORPG, but after 30 minutes, I got that WSAD moves my guy, left click targets, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9, 0 friggin' cast spells. There was no point in me splunking through all these stupid tombs, grabbing tablets and shit for all these nameless idiots who literally probably have no point in the game anyway. If you're a Sith, Fuck everybody. You're supposed to be the one guy. You're supposed to be the guy. Why is there teamwork on being a Sith? Since when did Sith people sit around analyzing ancient frickin' tombs? I want to go out there on a battleship and blow up frickin' planets. I want to blow up Alderaan with a Death Star. I don't want to frickin' wander around playing Sherlock Holmes, analyzing sand grains shit out by some stupid worm larvae, okay? And that's what the whole game was. And when I finally voice my opinion, I get flamed by a bunch of probably 16-year-old kids with acne or 40-year-old idiots with no job who are telling me that I probably should quit and uninstall the game. Great community for the fanboys, by the way. Great community. And you know what? I freaking did! It's not worth spending a dime on. You know what happened? This game came out. This Star Wars game came out as a subscription game. Every subscription-based MMORPG is meant to compete with the champion World of Warcraft. However, subscription-based games that try to compete with World of Warcraft and fail fucking miserably go FTP. And FTP means fucks to the player. It actually means free to play, but we all know that it means you're free to play to some extent. You get bored, you need to unlock the supreme or the premium content or the elite equipment, and so you end up paying money for these what they call microtransactions, which is a metaphor for the size of the dicks of the people that create these games, yes, micro, and the people who actually spend a shitload of money for a paratrooper uniform for their Sith bounty hunter douchebag with a purple mohawk. So basically, I played for 4 hours. The last 10 minutes I played, I was just like, why are you guys even playing this game? This game is pathetic, it's boring. I got flamed by like 20 people telling me that I'm a troll, which is another reason why I hate MMORPGs and online games, because people use the term troll. It's just, this is the mentality of people that play games now. You're a troll, everyone's a troll. The people on ESPN.com are idiots, they're all trolls. It just seems like the more digitally we get, America just gets stupider and stupider. So in conclusion, if you want to play a great Star Wars game, play Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic 1 or 2 for PC or Xbox. Don't bother trying to play the pathetic reincarnation MMORPG by the company EA Sports. EA is the worst company ever to make an MMORPG. They're the worst company to make any game ever. They're Monopoly. They come up with the worst games ever. But now I'm just going crazy, frantic crazy. Don't play anything by EA. And it's by Bioware. And I'm sorry, Bioware. You're pathetic for merging with EA. I used to like your games when you were just Bioware. Nice try. Thank you. Come again. Your argument is invalid. MMORPGs are for nerds who have no lives and who are pathetic and who spend lots of money. And Star Wars got put out by Disney, which will make the next 3 movies ridiculous. Kingdom Hearts style with Mickey Mouse and Goofy. And now I'm just going on tangents. Star Wars Knights of the Republic MMORPG is the worst MMORPG probably you could play if you want to play anything related to Star Wars. Pathetic, ridiculous, absurd, boring, terrible community of fanboys. This is Laramay's Laugh, and out. This episode of Laramay's Laugh has been brought to you by Castillo Spiced Rum, Tap Water, and Alde brand chicken. Thank you, and have a nice night.